Hello friends, and welcome back to the United Biomes Nation, and for this week's video where we take a look backstage at one of Center City's performing arts centers. Center City, the capital city of the United Biomes Nation, has a rich and vibrant arts community. The arts community, managed in large part by the ODYSSEY Theater Group from their headquarters on Mountain Avenue, is right next door to the United Biomes Department of Transportation building we visited in last week's video. There are 8 professional theaters in Center City. The oldest operating theater, the Capitol Theater, located in the downtown district of Center City at the corner of Center Avenue and Shea Street, is the smallest space in Center City. Currently configured to seat 60 ticket holders, the theater is now producing an immersive production of the musical Spring Awakening. Despite its limited seating capacity, the Capitol Theater has a pretty large stage. It's 10 blocks wide by 9 blocks high. A few blocks away, we come to the second oldest theater in Center City, the West Point Island Theater. Located at 310 Ocean Avenue, beneath the United Financial Plains Hotel, this theater is unique in that theatergoers must enter through the lobby of the hotel before heading downstairs to the theater entrance. With the stage the same width and height as the Capitol Theater, the West Point Island Theater seats 100 people and is located completely underground. The theater is currently producing the musical Come From Away. Next, we look at 2 theaters, both in the Highline building, located between Ocean Avenue and 2nd Avenue. On the top 3 floors of the building is the BARRA Theater, a 104-seat space with a stage 10 blocks wide by 10 blocks high. The theater is currently producing a stage version of the George Orwell novel 1984. On the lower 3 levels of the Highline building is the SOWERS-ADDLER Theater. The only arena-style theater in Center City, the audience can be seated on all 4 sides of the stage. The SOWERS-ADDLER Theater seats 200 people with a stage 10 blocks wide by 9 blocks high. They are currently producing the musical Once on This Island. Across the Patrick Liam River in the Seaside District is the Mount Alexander Theater. The Mount Alexander recently underwent a major renovation, increasing audience capacity from 95 guests to 186. As part of the renovations, the theater also increased its stage to 14 blocks wide by 10 blocks high, giving it one of the largest stages in all of Center City. The Mount Alexander Theater is currently producing the musical Kinky Boots. Right down the block from the Mount Alexander is the Nolan James Theater, located at 126 Nolan Avenue. The Nolan James Theater is the largest theater in Center City, seating 202 ticket holders. With a large stage, 15 blocks wide by 12 blocks high, the Nolan James is currently home to the musical The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The only theater in the city's historic district is the Continental Theater. Seating 164 guests, the Continental Theater has a stage 14 blocks wide by 11 blocks high. They are currently producing the musical Memphis. But the focus of our backstage tour today will be the Shea Street Theater, located on the corner of Shea Street and 1st Avenue. The Shea Street is 4 years old and currently home to the Disney musical Tarzan. When ticket holders arrive at the main entrance to the theater on Shea Street, they can either visit the box office from a window on the street or enter a small lobby through one of the 2 sets of double doors. Once in the lobby, people can visit the box office from an additional window inside, head upstairs to the mezzanine level, or enter the orchestra section of seating. Before we move on, let's take a look at the inside of the box office. Inside the box office, there is space for 3 staff members, a desk for the box office manager, bookshelves to store financial records, and 2 stations to assist guests who need to buy or pick up tickets. Signs are posted reminding staff of the theater's ticket pricing and capacity. The Shea Street can seat 134 theatergoers per performance. Back out in the lobby, let's next head into the orchestra section of seating. This section seats 95 guests on 3 levels. This allows for the people seated in the back to have a great view of the stage too. From this section of the theater, staff can access the box office as well as the audio control booth. Here, the sound crew has a cool vantage point to mix the show. Located on either side of the stage are 2 emergency exits for the audience to leave the theater in the case of a fire or other emergency. Again, from out in the lobby, this time up the stairs. Ticket holders here access the mezzanine, or balcony. This section of seating has room for 39 additional theatergoers, also on 3 levels. Also on this level, the lighting crew has their booth from which they can run the show. Located on the right side of the mezzanine is one emergency exit for the audience seated upstairs. Around the block from the main entrance to the Shea Street, cast and crew can access the backstage portions of the theater through the stage door on James Street. Once inside, we head downstairs to take a look at the lower level of the theater. Downstairs, the theater is equipped with 2 large dressing rooms for ensemble cast, as well as 4 private dressing rooms. The larger dressing areas include seating, chests to store personal items, and armor stands for costumes. There are also tables, a sink, and 2 furnaces so cast members can prepare snacks before or after performances. Each of the private dressing rooms offer all the amenities of the larger areas, but additionally provide space for a bed to rest. Also on the lower level of the theater is the technical office for the Shea Street, providing workspace for the theater's technical director and stage crew, along with additional storage space for costumes and props. This room also has access to 2 trap doors built into the current scenery upstairs on stage level. Across the hall from the technical offices is the stage management office, providing desk space for the 3-member stage management team currently working at the Shea Street. There is also space in this office for the crew to work to repair broken set pieces or props used in the show. The last room on the lower level of the Shea Street Theater is the orchestra space. In here, the production 7-piece band has room to play the music for the show taking place above them on stage. Back up on stage level, let's take a look at the set. As we mentioned earlier, playing now at the Shea Street Theater is the Disney musical Tarzan. The set for Tarzan takes full advantage of the theater's height. At 15 blocks high, the Shea Street offers the highest stage proscenium of any of Center City's 8 theaters, making it the perfect choice for this high-flying, vine-swinging musical. On the 2-level set, actors climb ladders both on stage and in the wings to get around the stage. The 2 trapdoors we saw earlier are hidden behind trees to allow actors to appear seemingly out of nowhere. Backstage on both levels of the set, there are additional stands and chests for quick costume changes and prop handoffs. In terms of stage lighting at the Shea Street, designers have many options. There is tons of room for lighting up above, from front of house, from on the balcony rail, and from either side of the stage in the box boom positions. On stage, overhead, the theater is outfitted with 3 electrics and extensive uplighting built into both levels of the set. There are also many torch practicals designed into the scenery. At performance time, it all comes together to provide theatergoers a one-of-a-kind musical experience. Well, that's all the time we have for now. Be sure to check out next week's video when we take a look at part 1 of a 2-part series, showing what goes into building a house in Oak Forest Village. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this backstage tour, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to keep up with our new weekly content every Saturday.